Okay, so we're recording now.
Okay.
And this is July 31st, 2014. And this is the Improvisational Grill Street Theater interview.
Bringing it to you.
Bringing it to you in the back patio of some tapas place. I should have
Tapas, not topless.
Tapas, like a little Spanish dim sum. That's what it is. Okay, and this is the most honorable Christopher Renstrom, and he's speaking tonight on what?
Thunderous portents.
And what the hell does that mean?
And why is it so thunderous?
That's right, exactly.
It's on astrology and the Civil War. What it's actually about is an astrologer named Luke Dennis Broughton, who was an English transplant to America, who started an Astrological Gazette in 1860, and it was supposed to just sort of be a miscellany. It was going to talk about astrometeorology and zodiacal physiognomy and phrenology and herbalism and all these sorts of things. But very quickly the Civil War broke out, and what it turned into was him doing forecasts, astrological forecasts, as the Civil War unfolded.
Oh, how interesting.
And so it's this kind of like lost, what I regard as a lost chapter of astrology, of American astrology, of history of astrology in America that not a lot of people know about. And it ran from 1860 to about 1868, 1869. So
through the whole war and post-war period and stuff. Oh, how interesting.
And so it's like this mirror, this snapshot of America at the time. So you see what the political passions are, what the culture is, and also how astrology is interfacing with them. He came from a family of astrologers, and his grandfather had actually learned astrology under Nicholas Culpeper.
Okay.
And so it had been...
Not that I know who the hell that is.
Culpeper's herbal.
Okay.
Okay, so...
Okay, he's of that family.
Yeah, exactly. The Culpepers.
The herbal Culpepers. You know, they have those boxed hedges all around their
with lavender.
Maison. Yes, right, exactly.
Maison lavender. Or something like that. But anyway, he had learned that. So what everyone's going to learn about tonight is not only this forgotten history of astrology in America, but also what I'm going to connect it to is that I credit Dr. Luke Dennis Broughton with actually having created psychological astrology. He had combined physiognomy, phrenology, and the four temperaments with astrology, and it's the first time that you're really getting a sense that a chart is being cast to reflect the potentials of the person, and rather than their fate or their character or destiny, but actually what the person is like and what their psychology is like.
Was he like pre-Freud kind of?
Well, yeah, this is 1860. It's actually, his publication begins 1860, the year that Alan Leo was born.
Right, okay.
And so we're taught to believe that astrology after William Lilly, 1630s, 1640s,
was like nothing happened.
Right, until Alan Leo comes along, which is a very British point of view, and that's nice, but no, that's not what was going on.
Also, astrology in America must have been hampered by the Christian ethic.
No, and that's actually what we're going to get into tonight. It wasn't hampered by the Christian ethic at all. It actually combines...
Myth debunked!
Myth 15 debunked! No, it wasn't hampered by it at all. In fact, the whole idea of Christianity and having a personal relationship to God is very American.
Right.
And so the idea of realizing yourself or fulfilling yourself as a person, this whole notion of the chart being a reflection of you and also of God's plan dealing with you specifically, it's an American thing, and it starts pretty much with Broughton.
Oh, because what I had noticed between the Child's ballads in England and the John Jacob Niles ballads, that are the same ballads found, that were collected in the Appalachian Mountains, is all the fairies and the witches and the gnomes and the trolls and the demons are all gone, because they came out of that Christian ethic. It was like Jesus, God, and the devil. Right. And all the little fairy people were like disappeared. It's like the ballads in England were seen through like wax paper, and then come to America, they're looking through saran wrap. You know, it's like the little...
Christianity takes a while to take off in America. You have two great awakenings, and even then the Christianity is was very, very fluid. And so it's very, very fluid. So it's not this Puritan base. Everyone thinks, Christianity in America is Puritan. time. Right. That was exclusive to the Massachusetts Bay Colony. That's not what was going on in the rest of the colonies. In fact,
all sorts of people were doing different things in different places.
Well, my thing is we have to remember that we call America a Christian nation, but in reality it's a nation of Christianities, plural.
Right.
There have been no other country has had so many variations on the theme.
And the founding fathers were like Freemasons and stuff.
Right, which isn't in competition with Christianity at all.
Right.
You know, so
but they weren't necessarily like, oh, this is a Christian country.
Right. No, not at all.
Okay.
And in fact, Thomas Jefferson was fighting against it becoming a very strongly Christian type of nation. So.
God bless him. Okay. So now, we're over the 5-minute mark, and I usually just do this for 5 minutes, and so you can just go on forever. Okay. You're also speaking on Saturday at the NCGR at Fort Mason, and the topic is Saturn.
Saturn.
The Taskmaster. 50 Shades of Work.
I like to call it a newer look at an older devil. Okay. And with Saturn, we're going to be discovering some things about Saturn that we didn't know before. Again, by going back to the iconography and the history of Saturn, and how Saturn actually is a planet which is very much connected to outsider status, and not the conventional capitalist, sort of ideas that people have about it.
Right.
That it is the planet of the disenfranchised. It is the planet of the overthrown. It is the planet of the people trodden under the heel of.
Well, that's not what people usually
equate with Saturn at all.
No, not at all.
Exactly. And one of the points that I'm going to make is that Saturn is an overthrown god, and history is written by the winners. So it's not Saturn that is cast as Saturn, but the way that the winning planet in astrology casts his father Saturn.
Okay. What's your website?
The website is rulingplanets.com. Rulingplanets.com. Right.
Okay. And your name again is?
Christopher Renstrom.
And ain't he cute?
We try.
Okay. Bye-bye. I said bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.